It's impossible to start this conversation without talking about Brazil and Argentina, the two favorites coming into the competition. It's been well documented, the struggles of Argentina, and the struggles are real. This is a team that doesn't have a whole lot of structure, doesn't quite seem like a team, struggle to create opportunities, and when they do create those opportunities, they don't take advantage of them. They can't really defend, but they're through. And somehow they find themselves in a knockout stage, and now they have an opportunity to perhaps right all the wrongs. Brazil, they started off slow. They were underwhelming the first couple of games. Then the third game against Peru, they looked like world beaters. And let me tell you, they look everything you want Brazil to look like. So maybe they set themselves up for success as the competition goes on. However, you can make a case that both of them have taken a step back, and then that allows other teams from the rest of the pack to take a step forward. And I think of those teams, Colombia has been very impressive in what they did in the group stage, very solid against Argentina, did enough against Qatar, made 10 changes against Paraguay, and they're still able to get a result then. Individual performances of guys like Duvan Zapata, who started off on the bench in the first couple of games, and now he looks to have taking the position away from Radamel Falcao, where Radamel Falcao essentially started with the reserves that third match. And it just tells you that Duvan Zapata, not just because of what he has shown with Atalanta, but he has shown that now with the national team, and he's come in and gives Colombia a different outlook in the attack and a different level of athleticism. He's explosive, he's strong on the ball, he's moving a whole lot quicker than Radamel Falcao is. That version of Colombia is a scary one for anybody that plays against Colombia, because James Rodriguez is also being growing in this tournament. And so you have James playing well, Duvan Zapata playing well, Roja Martinez comes off the bench, he's scoring goals as well. There's a lot to like about Colombia, and on top of that, they're defending well. As for, say, Chile, we were asked to talk about some of the younger players in this competition at some point. Never mind the younger players. How about Alexis Sanchez? Now, if you're a Manchester United fan, you watch Alexis Sanchez play for Chile, you're going, what? Well, that's a question that many people are asking, because he looked dead. He looked dead with Manchester United. With Chile, it's like there's a new life. He's fresh. He's running around. He's scoring goals. He's dribbling people. He's assisting. He's creating chances for himself, for others. All of that is great for Chile, not so much for Manchester United. However, Chile then has given themselves an opportunity to be a team that continues to do well in this competition. Historically, over the last couple of competitions, they've been very good. Over the last Copa Americas, they won those. I didn't think they were at this point this time around, but maybe I was wrong, and maybe they are sort of like the team that is coming from I don't know where to win it.
Yeah, under new management, they're obviously thriving as well. Uruguay, relying on the tried and trusted Tavares. They are exceptionally strong as well. They're all kind of fighting to avoid Colombia in the knockout rounds, but it's a very interesting dynamic with Uruguay coming to the table here, possibly looking to go very far in the competition.
Yes, and Cavani scoring goals. Luis Suarez, he's scoring goals, even with the extra pounds that he's got on him. And I don't care what he says, that he's lost a few pounds, so he's got to lose a couple more. And maybe being with the national team for an extended period of time allows him to do that. He was recovering from knee injury with Barcelona, and you saw that the first couple of games he was kind of all over the place, but still effective enough to score goals, and Uruguay effective enough to win. Uruguay, I really thought coming into the tournament that they're just a complicated team to play against. And in short tournaments, they're very difficult because they usually get on momentum, and they defend well, and they're tough, and there's a certain character about their players that just carries them forward. But I didn't think that they would be as good as they have been up until this point. What we saw from them against Japan is that that's exactly why I say that maybe there are mistakes in this team, and maybe when it gets to the knockout stage, maybe that's where they get punished, because the mistakes that they gave up against Japan is things that better teams could potentially take advantage of. So Uruguay, I would put a step below the other two that I just mentioned in Colombia and Chile, but still a team that, in playing against Chile, could decide very well as to who matches against whom, and then from then on you set yourself for success for the rest of the competition.
I can't let you get away without talking about Venezuela and Argentina. Going back to Argentina, they were your early picks as saying, well, maybe there's a backdoor way for Argentina to sort themselves out and progress. They've done enough, as you've said so far, coming up against your Venezuela team, who have come off some very positive displays so far.
It's interesting because you open up the front pages of the Diario Olé in Argentina, and one of the first things that they say, well, next Venezuela, and then, and as a question mark, Brazil as a potential next step for Argentina. I don't think Argentina is in any position to be looking at next step. If they make the mistake of looking beyond Venezuela, a team that, oh, by the way, just beat Argentina about a month ago or so in Spain, you're going to get into trouble. Argentina right now, anybody who plays against them, never mind Venezuela, but anybody who plays against Argentina is going to give them a game. In the game against Qatar, they were playing with 3 midfielders. All of them are attack-minded midfielders, and there was no real defending there because naturally they're not defenders. And so then there were matchups in 1v1 situations through the midfield and then onto the back line where Otamendi is a ticking time bomb. He's going to make a mistake here or there. And you just find that Argentina has so many holes, and a lot of the holes come from a lack of organization, lack of structure. You don't really know what they are tactically out on the field. And it's one thing that we don't know what they are, but I don't think they themselves know who they are out on the field. And at times when he gets on to the point of uncertainty, what's the solution? Well, we'll give the ball to Messi. He'll figure it out. Well, that formula has not worked. And so it didn't work in the 2018 World Cup. A year later, we're looking at a version of Argentina that is eerily similar. The team that needed a last game result to try to get out of the group stage, and somehow, because all of the results went their way, they found themselves in a second position in the group, where really the way that they play, they should have been one of the best third place teams, if that. So now they play against Venezuela, and they'll be favorites going to Venezuela because of the history. But I'm just saying, if you look past Venezuela and you're Argentina, at this point, you're making a mistake. If you're talking about history, maybe you're allowed to see past Venezuela. But currently, not so much.
There's the lesson. Don't take any assumptions in this competition. The knockout stages for the Copa America amongst us, and of course, full coverage as always. Enjoy it with us at ESPN.
For more, sign up now for ESPN Plus.